is Arin Sime from WebRTC.Ventures CEO and founder. Bringing you a little video update here from the Voice and AI conference in Washington DC. Here at this for a couple of days. It's been a really interesting conference so far, basically talking all about what was called the fifth industrial revolution in a keynote this morning by Veritone. It was interesting watching that. For me, realizing that even in my relatively young, in quote, age, I've lived through three different of those five industrial revolutions now, I guess you could say. Technically kind of born, I guess, around the time of the initial computer digital revolution, definitely working professionally during the internet revolution, and now the generative AI revolution being the fifth industrial revolution. Third in my lifetime. So that's pretty wild to think about. The Voice and AI conference was previously called the Voice Summit. I was here last year, organized by MoDev Group, founded by Pete Erickson. Really great conference, actually. Many years ago, back when I was first just starting to work with WebRTC, I think even before we rebranded as WebRTC Ventures, spoke about WebRTC at a MoDev Mobile Development Meetup here in DC that Pete organized. Really cool to see how this conference has grown. The addition of AI to the Voice conference, makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of voice applications certainly use AI, so a very natural addition to the topics here. Lots of generative AI, conversational AI companies here. We co-hosted with our friends at Vonage a happy hour last night, the first evening prior to the big day of the conference. That was a lot of fun over at L'Oreal Plaza. It's sangria and margaritas and cervezas, and got to talk to a lot of great people about the conversational AI, generative AI applications that they're building. That was really interesting. Also been talking a lot with different partners here at the conference. So a number of our partners are here. Spent some time with the Amazon Chime SDK team is here. They're also doing a panel discussion here. Vonage, got to check out a chatbot at the SignalWire booth. We've done some work with them recently. But mainly here meeting and learning from other AI vendors in the space. And one of the keynote speakers, Kim Reese from JP Morgan, talked about like three different ways you could build or three different types perhaps of AI application. First, where AI is under the hood, so things like fraud protection in the banking that you know are there, but you may not even realize it. AI woven into the product, and where AI is the product, and that kind of got me thinking about our place in the ecosystem at WebRTC Ventures, and we're in that AI woven into the product. So we're here to build your video and voice communication applications, and then we're also frequently weaving in AI into those. Certainly done lots of call transcription and call summary type of work. That was sort of the first, most natural place that you would see AI coming into a voice and video application. But now also working with conversational AI and integrating that into the workflow. We're doing more work with NLX.ai. One example there. They have a great conversational AI platform using that. We'll be doing more work with their customers, talking more about that in the future. And in particular, we're interested in cases where you have conversational AI, chat with a chatbot that eventually, there's some situations where you escalate that to a human agent, and that's where our expertise in video and voice and integration of those via WebRTC into the contact center makes a lot of sense. A lot of interesting use cases that seeing and learning about here. One of the other keynote presentations that was really interesting for me, use case I'd never heard about or thought of, a representative from Estee Lauder talking about their voice makeup assistant, which is a really interesting application that she showed a demo of, where to help basically blind or low sight individuals apply makeup. So it's using the camera to watch them apply the makeup, using voice commands to control the app, and AI to help determine if they've applied lipstick correctly or not, and give them advice on that. And it was really interesting, really cool example of the combination of all of these technologies of voice and video and AI, and in a way that really opens up something to an underserved market, in this case blind and low sight individuals. So that was a really cool example of the creative, innovative ways that these technologies can be used together. Certainly another interesting vendor here I mentioned that had a keynote is Veritone. And this whole concept of synthetic voices and digital humans and avatars is really interesting to me. Our CTO, Alberto, put up a blog post on WebRTC Ventures recently about using an open source avatar API with his voice, with a human voice. But with like Veritone, you can record, train a model, a synthetic voice based on your voice. So I had a chance to do that today. About 5 or 10 minutes I spent in a recording booth, reading a script that they gave me, and in a week or so they'll give me a sample of what my synthetic voice would be like, which is pretty cool. I don't know what I'm really going to use that for other than experiment in my own ego, I guess, but it's interesting to me to kind of see how that's done and learn about these technologies, because we expect to see more of that being done in our type of work, where in the contact center, if you're interacting with a conversational AI bot, that there's an avatar and voice commands being used with that. So if you're interested in learning more about the integration of voice and video and AI, well, one thing you can do is I'll be moderating a panel on that at TAD Summit in Paris next month in October, so you can certainly join me in Paris and attend that panel. But also you could just visit us at WebRTC.ventures. We'd be happy to talk to you more about your unique application and how to combine voice, video, and AI together. So check us out at WebRTC.ventures.